Welcome to the latest in the Unpacked series from Blackfinch. Today we want to talk about the Blackfinch Adapt Inheritance Tax Service. Don't invest unless you're prepared to lose all the money you invest. This is a high-risk investment, and you are unlikely to be protected if something goes wrong. Please make sure you speak to a financial advisor before investing. Our inheritance tax solution is helping thousands of investors to reduce or even eliminate the IHT due on their estate. And it does this by making use of business relief, which offers our investors a swifter route to IHT exemption than other estate planning strategies. So, what is business relief? Business relief is a government-approved tax relief, first introduced back in 1976. It applies to shares in qualifying trading businesses. Today, the number of companies eligible for business relief has expanded, which means that more investors can use it, so their estate can claim IHT relief. One of the most important aspects of business relief is that provided the shares in qualifying companies have been owned for at least 2 years and still held at the time of death, the shares should qualify for relief from inheritance tax. This makes it a much faster way to achieve up to 100% inheritance tax exemption, compared, for example, to gifting or trusts. At present, shares in any company that qualifies for business relief become 100% free from IHT after 2 years. However, the autumn 2024 budget announced changes to business relief from April 2026. For shares in an unquoted company, there's a new £1 million personal threshold. This means 100% business relief still applies, but only for the first £1 million invested. This £1 million threshold applies to the total value of all unquoted BR qualifying investments you hold, regardless of provider. For any investment above that amount, the rate of business relief that can be claimed on unquoted BR qualifying investments falls to 50%. For AIM-listed companies, the rate of business relief that can be claimed is reduced to a flat rate of 50%, regardless of how much is invested. The new rules will affect anyone who owns a business relief qualifying investment and dies after April 6, 2026. Here's a quick reminder about inheritance tax and the current IHT thresholds. It's worth remembering that IHT is a tax on the estate, that is the property, money and the possessions of someone who has died. IHT is only paid on a person's estate when valued above £325,000. This threshold is known as the nil rate band. Where estates are valued above £325,000, IHT is charged at a rate of 40% on the part of the estate that's above the threshold. There's also an additional allowance known as the residence nil rate band. People can claim up to an additional £175,000 of IHT relief if they pass on their home to their direct descendants, such as children or grandchildren. The Blackfinch Adapt IHT service is not just about managing inheritance tax. It's an investment in its own right. One that lets you share in the growth potential of UK companies who work across property development lending, asset-backed lending, renewable energy and forestry. Here's how it works. The Blackfinch Adapt IHT service invests money in a company called Buckley Trading Group Limited. Buckley Trading Group Limited isn't listed on a main stock exchange. Thanks to its dynamic asset allocation, it is able to invest in a number of different trading activities as market conditions change. So, through Buckley Trading Group Limited, investors in the Blackfinch Adapt IHT service will gain access to a diverse range of asset classes. Importantly, all of the trades in which Buckley Trading Group Limited invest in are eligible for business relief, which means the full value of your investment, including any growth, can be 100% IHT exempt, up to the £1 million threshold for unquoted BR qualifying companies. The Adapt IHT service is designed to use business relief to achieve exemption from IHT. However, it also has a target annual return of between 3 and 5%. It is focused on commitment to capital preservation, long-term value, and low volatility to help make for a smooth investment journey. And the service will move investor funds dynamically between different trading activities to take advantage of market conditions and ensure those target returns are met. However, please remember that investment returns cannot be guaranteed. Now, let's talk about the fees and charges that you can expect to pay with the Blackfinch Adapt IHT service. There's no annual management charge for choosing to invest in the service. When you start to invest with us, to cover the costs of creating your IHT portfolio, we will take an initial fee of 2% from the amount invested. This is after deducting any advisor fees you've already instructed to be taken from your investment. There is also a 1% dealing fee on the purchase and sales of portfolio company shares, unless these are regular withdrawals. And because we know that income is important for many of our investors, you can make regular withdrawals on a quarterly, half-yearly, or annual basis that won't be subject to a dealing fee. If you don't need regular payments, you can choose for returns to stay invested for capital growth. And because having access to your money is also important, if you want to withdraw some or all of your investment, we'll aim to have the money with you within 2 to 4 weeks of your request. But please remember that ad hoc withdrawals are subject to a 1% dealing fee. If an exit from the investment is because the investor has passed away, we will remove the exit dealing fee. And if an investor should die within 2 years of the business relief qualifying start date, we will also refund the initial, additional investments and the exit dealing fees. So, that's what you need to know about the Blackfinch Adapt IHT service. It's a great way to invest in your wealth for long-term outcomes. To use business relief so that your investment can become up to 100% exempt from IHT after just 2 years, while making sure you still have access to your money should you need it. If you would like more information on how to use replacement property relief to move funds between BR qualifying investments, please speak to our business development team, who will be happy to deliver training or guidance on the new regulations coming into effect from April 2026. As with every investment, there are some important risks for investors to be aware of before investing in the Blackfinch Adapt IHT service. And remember, new business relief rates will apply from April 2026. Please see our Guide to Business Relief for more details. And there you have it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this edition of Unpacked, and look out for videos about other Blackfinch products in the future. If you have any questions about this or any other Blackfinch product or service, please get in touch using the contact details shown on your screen now.